time. Here we will demonstrate everything you should do to assure your audience is running and screaming from their seats in terror. 1. Begin by making your backgrounds as blurry and block-like as possible. Audience members should have no idea what they're actually meant to be looking at. 2. If you're not moving the camera, there's clearly something wrong with you. Even in a still shot, make sure you're continually zooming the camera in and out. You should be constantly attempting to give your audience motion sickness. 3. Make sure the green of your trees is that special puke color to make the audience envision the great metropolitan sewerage system when they're watching your cinematic train wreck. 4. Assure the camera is jerky, and I mean really jerky. It should give your audience the impression that their computer screen is broken. 5. Make sure your characters look as dead-eyed and zombie-like as possible. Make sure their skin has that special plastic texture to it, so the audience feels like they're staring at undead Barbie dolls. 6. Congratulations, you now have your walking abominations. Now assure they regularly mug to the camera in order to terrify your audience. If your audience is not crapping their pants, then continue to practice. 7. Have at least one of your characters literally be the color of crap. This will assure your audience has most definitely thrown up before the 15-minute mark. 8. All movement should be unnatural, highly disturbing, and make your audience envision the dancing demons of hell. 9. There should be at least 200 advertising references in your movie. This will make your audience feel cheap, degraded, and manipulated. Number 10. Have twisted, bizarre morals and strange bestiality undertones in your characters. This will assure the 2 remaining audience members who haven't run out of the theater screaming feel tormented and horrified. Congratulations! Your ungodly abomination of mankind is now ready to be unleashed upon the world. Nostalgia Critic was right. Jontron was right. Why didn't I listen to them? This makes Chicken Little look like the Mona Lisa. The jokes are terrible, the lines make no sense, the graphics are a heinous catastrophe. The lip-syncing doesn't even try to match what they're saying, and the lines they spout wouldn't pass in a German porno. Food Fight is the worst animated movie I've ever had the misfortune of watching. You know what the strange part is? Apart from exceptions like that, animated movies are one of the best guarantees of a good movie experience nowadays. I personally think animated movies are actually one of the leaders in quality cinema nowadays.
Right. Can't forget.
That was louder than I was expecting. I'm out of here. Oh my God, sir, this is amazing. How long have you had this?
1 million years.
I'll take it.
What is this movie?
Guy's full. I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen.
Oh, no. No, I know what this is. I thought they canned this thing over a decade ago. Well, sit tight, ladies and gentlemen, because we're about to have ourselves a food fight.
This ill-fated film was the brainchild of Larry Kasanoff. It came out in the year 2012, and it features an all-star cast, including Charlie Sheen, Wayne Brady, Hilary Duff, Eva Longoria, and even Christopher Lloyd. There's only one catch here. The film was supposed to come out in 2003. In late 2002, all the film's files were reportedly stolen in what was quoted an act of industrial espionage. An entire movie right down the drain. At this point, some people would give up. They'd say, that's the breaking point. We tried, team. Good job. Round up next week. But not Larry Kasanoff. He was not one to accept defeat willingly. The next 10 years of this film's production cycle are shrouded in mystery. But one thing is known. They spent all of it trying to bring this film back to life like some sort of proverbial Frankenstein's monster. Perhaps it was because it just meant so much to them. Or perhaps it was because they believed in it with hearts and minds. Or maybe it had something to do with them sinking $65 million into it. Ladies and gentlemen of planet Earth, you can't make this shit up. I introduce you to Food Fight, the worst animated film of all time. This movie takes place in your average American supermarket, dubbed Marketropolis Market. Oh, off to a good start already.
Just closing up. Nothing much happens around here after dark.
And that is exactly what someone would say if something much does happen around here after dark. And much it does happen. After dark, the supermarket transforms into a city? I'm pretty sure that's what happens. You got a better answer? The first shot of this movie is just an unbroken, constant barrage of information. It's introducing all these characters, but none of them do or say anything significant. What's this? Who's this? Why is this happening? Oh, he's gone. Was that our main character? I guess he doesn't want to be here either. Maybe the main character is this terrifying dancing elephant, or this king frog, or maybe it's his farts, or maybe... Is that Mr. Clean? Did Mr. Clean just show up in my movie? Okay, let me get this straight. We are 2 minutes and 39 seconds into this movie. We haven't even seen the definitive main character yet, and Mr. Clean has already rolled up to the party, and they spread the joke about him getting dirty on it.
Oh, goddamn. How do I turn this shit off? How do I turn this?
Yet, and Mr. Clean has already rolled up to the party, and they spread the joke about him getting dirty on it.
Oh, goddamn. How do I turn this shit off? How do I turn this shit off? Sweet release.
No! So here we finally meet our main character, Dex Dog Detective, voiced by Charlie Sheen.
I'm giving you one last chance to hand them over before I cash in your coupons for you.
So good to hear that voice coming out of that dog.
It is you, the great Dex Dog Detective who's about to take a fall.
If I had a raisin for every time I've heard that one.
Honeybee, flower, mouse, the cheese, dog, raisins.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Dex is a crime fighter, putting a roof on all the local acts of skullduggery and mischief. Here we see him working to thwart a kidnapping.
It's just you and me, fat cat. Now fork over the little guys and no one gets hurt.
I'm gonna kill you.
Wow. We're just gonna go right there?
Is that so wrong?
How do we even broach this? Son of a bitch is falling out of the sky like a goddamn sarcophagus. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. And he sticks the landing!
That's the only 10 this movie's getting.
No worries. You can do it as long as you got me to help you. Did I mention me?
Here we meet Dex's best friend, Daredevil Dan, a chocolate squirrel whose main character traits are broken motion capture and making Wayne Brady seem like he's not an actor.
Relax, bro. We're talking about sunshine goodness. You could give her a crackerjack ring and she'd still say yes.
What did they film this movie on? Microsoft Connect?
The food bag.
Eventually, we're introduced to the fact that Dex is dating this furry chick over here, voiced by Hilary Duff, and he's about to ask her to marry him. I just want to point out that this magical melon ball exists on the top layer of this reality at all times. Well, that's some good sweatshop CGI there. Oh, God, there's something so unsettling about her character. I feel like I have to try to avoid her line of sight to be comfortable. Although it doesn't seem like that's going to be too hard. So here's a little something I had to figure out for myself about this movie that is essential to understanding the central concepts in this film. It is never directly referred to at all, not even once. You see, the characters all refer to themselves as Ikes, because they are all, in their own words, icons of a brand of grocery store product, which I guess would explain Mr. Clean from earlier. I don't know, maybe it's a coincidence, who knows. From now on, I'm gonna go by Jack. I'm not gonna tell you why, just figure it out, dick. So, before Dex can pot the question, Sunshine B's a total bitch and walks off into the sunset, even though it's completely obvious that he's about to pop the question.
Don't worry. It's like it's the last time you're ever going to see sunshine again.
That's the last time we're seeing sunshine, isn't it?
You know, I'd make a comment here, but I'm genuinely worried he might actually have a disability. And that looks like the bad guy. Well, I mean, this guy's still a little bit the bad guy in the movie, but then mostly me. Mostly John.
No one wastes me chips and gets away with it. Brand X will pay. Arr.
So wait, chips can also see and talk when we're in the supermarket reality? When does the city reality become the supermarket reality? Is there a divide here? When does it transition from them walking around to being a bag of chips on the shelf? Is this like Toy Story rules, or is this like the Fountain rules, where there's no rules?
Oh, God help us, I think this is Fountain Rules.
It's been 6 months since Sunshine's disappearance. We find Dex moping in his office because he's an asshole and lost his girlfriend. Dan tries to cheer him up with some good old-fashioned practicality.
You got a club to run, and you can bet the Copa Banana's gonna be...
His mouth doesn't even sync up. They didn't even try there. What's he doing with his legs? Look at his legs! Why are they constantly moving around like that? It's like if FDR came back to life and tried to show everyone what legs do.
Well, of course I can provide you with a backstage pass. Copa Banana.
Let him go, Chisel.